Well, hello all my movers and shakers. We have a new star for our vlog today. This is Sky. She is our chocolate lab, and that brings me to talking about how to move your pets. Now, I know that when you're moving your pets, it's a stressful time for you, and it's a stressful time for them, so I have a few tips to help make it a lot easier for you. Is that a good phone, Sky? Is that a good phone? So tip number one is definitely bring some treats. Let them have a little bit of a treat to help with that transition, and you want to make sure that it's a healthy one, but you want to give them something that they can enjoy as they're being moved to help that process. Tip number two is to make sure they have a designated space. Now, ideally, what you want to do is you want to ensure that the pet is actually not in the home during the time that the movers are there. This helps the safety of the movers as well as your pet. If you don't want your pet stepped on, no, we don't want that, do we, sweetie? We don't want you stepped on. So we don't want them stepped on. We don't want them in the way. We want them to have a really good space. Now, if you're not able to remove the pet from the premises, what you can do is you can actually have an allocated room in the house for them. So empty out one of the rooms and then close the door for the duration of the offload process. And you don't want to move your pet into your next home without having all the incoming moving process completed to the best of your ability. So once the movers have gotten everything into your home, then you can move your pet inside and they'll have some time to be acclimated. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you move your animal inside your own personal vehicle, because most moving trucks do not have the air circulation or capacity for live animals, and it's actually more dangerous for them than in your own personal vehicle, where you can put in restraints, you can put the kennel in there, you can put some bedding, right? Are you playing with some bedding in there? And make the trip that much more enjoyable. All right, so you always want to make sure that you actually take your pet to the vet first before you do any moves. Because especially if you're going out of province or out of country, you want to make sure that the other place you're going to may not have any, if they have any restrictions or health regulations for your pet, you want to make sure that they have a green light that way. Here's Sky, here's your treat. Here you go. She wants to do her own thing like all animals do. All right, so I did want to talk a little bit about small pets. So small pets are a little bit different. Let's talk fish. Now, fish can move small distances. They can go small distances with inside bags with the aquarium water in them. So they're already with their aquarium water in them, and you can move them that way. But for long distances, you're probably better off actually rehoming them to someone local and then buying new fish upon your arrival at your new place. For rabbits and guinea pigs and hamsters, guinea pigs and rabbits more so, they do have very finicky hearts, and you want to make sure that they don't get jostled too much, because with being a prey animal, they do get scared a lot. So you want to make sure that they're in a very secure space when you're moving them, and secure that cage or that carrier that you have them in very, very well. Make sure their favorite blankets in there. For rabbits, you want to make sure they have lots and lots of hay. For guinea pigs, you want to make sure that someone is holding the cage or the carrier that they're in, someone that's familiar with them. So if you have a person in the family that really takes care of that guinea pig or that rabbit, you want to make sure that they're there, just giving that animal a little bit more compassion and care while you're doing the move so they can hear your voice. When it comes to birds, birds are very susceptible to temperature, so you want to make sure that not only are they always in a cage, even if they're like a parrot or something that doesn't really go in a cage very often. For a move, you definitely want to. We have seen way too many birds kind of fly away to nowhere lands because the owners thought, you know what, their wings are clipped, they're not going to go very far, and unfortunately they do have a habit of flying away on you, so you want to make sure that they're caged, and that the cage is well insulated. So maybe a blanket, a comforter, something over the cage, because they are susceptible to huge temperature changes. It can actually kill them, and it may not kill them right away, but a week later you may see that your bird is quite ill because it couldn't cope with the temperature change. So make sure you do everything in your power to acclimate some temperature changes. Now, for cats and dogs, they still get a little bit of anxiety with a move, especially if there's a lot of things going around, they're not really sure what's going on. You want to make sure that they're in a kennel or a carrier when you're moving them, okay? And you want to make sure that they're packed with all their favorite blankets and things and in your personal vehicle like I mentioned before. Well, my name is Chantal here with We Move It, and those are some of my animal moving tips for you. If you want a few more tips, you'll have to stay tuned. I might do a take 2 of this and give you a few more tips and tricks that I have. But from Sky and from me, thank you so much, movers and shakers. I'll see you next time.